Hey guys, it's Cloth here, and today inside of this Monster Legends Leaks video, I have a bunch of new leaked movesets for you guys, as well as a ton of new leaked events, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the first leaked event is the Turtelion quest. We do actually have Turtelion's combo now, and this event will be starting this week on Thursday, I believe. So definitely try to do it, and definitely try to get Turtelion. And in order to do just that, you will need to combine Voltaic and Lord Moltis, Urticus and Lord Moltis, or Voltaic and Galente Jr. And of course, besides Turtelion, you can also get Noir, Wildbird, and Apex, which are not very good, so definitely aim for Turtelion. And if you get Turtelion, you'll get a quest key, which will allow you to go ahead and go into the Turtelion quest survival dungeon and get 200 Turtelion cells to rank them up. And then we actually have Turtelion's moveset, so let's go ahead and get into that. Alright, so the first decent move is probably All the Pieces Matter. Applies Skill Mirror to one ally, removes all negative status effects from one ally. That is a pretty good move. Then we have Play a Little Game, which honestly isn't that good, but I guess it applies major damage reduction to all enemies, which is decent. Plans Within Plans is really interesting. It applies Taunt to all allies and applies a random protection effect to all allies, which can be pretty good. And then Invincibility in Defense blocks out 50% of incoming damage for all allies and applies a 50% life shield to allies. So this could work really good with Plans Within Plans. You could apply Taunt and then give them all shields and protection. And then we have a special, deals insane magic damage to all enemies, applies total damage reduction to all enemies, applies total blind to all enemies, applies vulnerable to all enemies. That is a very, very good special. And then we have that he is a magic taunt tank, support hybrid with shielding, damage protection, and damage reduction, and poison. And then we have Waldorf's moveset, so let's go ahead and look for his first good move. It's probably this one because it applies reverse healing to all enemies, which is honestly pretty cool. And he applies poison to all enemies and drown to all enemies, which is an all-around really good move. Oh, but then he also has Pink Slime, which applies drown to one enemy, but also removes positive status effects for one enemy, which is very good. And then we have applies negate healing to all enemies, which is pretty good, and applies block positive effects from all enemies, which is very good also. And then Die deals very heavy nature damage to one enemy, applies nanovirus, applies drown, and disables trait, which is very good. And then his special deals insane nature damage to all enemies, applies poison to all enemies, applies drown to all enemies, applies nanovirus to all enemies, which is pretty good. And this monster will be coming to Monster Legends next week on Friday, so definitely try to get him. He is very powerful. And we have that he's a nature cursor with debuffer, tortures, PEB, and PER, trait disable, and healing modifiers, which is very amazing. And then we have anniversary chests, which look like they are going to be completely pay to win, and you can get some good rewards out of them, but I don't think they're worth real money. And then we have Turtelion's trait, which is Hardened at rank 0, Mountain at rank 1, and Taunt at rank 3, which is a very good trait. And then, of course, since Waldorf is in a Tails challenge, his little corrupted leaves will be in Monsterwood as usual. And then we have his trait, which at rank 0 is Anticipation at rank 1, Abomination at rank 3, Status Caster applying nanovirus to all enemies. This is a very good trait for a very good monster. And then we have Skeletron's moveset, so let's go ahead and look for the first good move out of this. Graveyard Awakening seems pretty good. It resurrects all allies with 100% life and applies life regen to all allies, which is extremely good. And then this one deals heavy thunder damage to one enemy, applies vulnerable, and applies damage boost to all allies. That is very good, very good. And by the way, the vulnerable is on one enemy and not the allies. And then Undead Madness removes all negative status effects from all allies, which is very good. Applies immunity to control allies, which is very good. And applies thunder immunity to all allies, which is kind of situational, but still pretty decent. And then we have Rise of the Warrior, resurrects one ally with 50% life, applies double damage to one ally, gives one extra turn to one ally. That is a very good move. It has turn transfer too, which makes it even better than just resurrection. And then we have his special, deals very heavy thunder damage to all enemies, applies shock to all enemies, and applies mega stun to all enemies, which is pretty good. And then down here we have that he's a thunder support with resurrection and damage boost skills. So this monster seems very good also. So those are going to be all the leaks for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.